Hi friends, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. I sure have two fun blocks for you today. So in lieu of Valentine's Day, my 25 patch block quilt will not be complete if I didn't have something for Valentine's Day. So don't forget to hang out, watch this whole entire video so that you can see what you can make for your loved ones. All right, for block number one for this video, we are going to make a 2-color herringbone block. So we need 25 of each color. So I have 25 purple and 25 pink. Or, well, it reads pink because it's mostly pink. So this block is all half square triangles. I have shown you in many videos how to make half square triangles. So I'm going to take these over to the machine and show you how to make like 2. And then we're just going to automatically just go ahead and put it in fast forward while I make the half square triangles. I will also be trimming away 1/4 inch from the line like I usually do. And that's about it. So let's go over to the machine and I'll show you how to do a couple, and then the rest of it's just going to go into fast forward with some music. So here we are at the machine. This is really simple to do. We're going to take one of each, and like I say in every single one of my 25 patch block videos, we can sew from corner to corner with diagonal seam tape, or you can draw a line with a friction pin from corner to corner using a ruler, or you can just fold it wrong sides together like this, line it up nicely, and just smooch it down like that, which creates yourself a nice sew line. But I am using my diagonal seam tape. So I'm just going to go from one corner to the next, just like this. And I'm just going to repeat this process over and over and over and over 25 times. So just like that, corner to corner. So I'm going to go ahead now, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to put you in fast forward while I sew these, because this is going to take a while. And then when I am done sewing them, I'm going to trim away 1/4 inch from the line, and then I'm going to press them all. Okay, so here is all of our half square triangles. I pressed them all towards the purple. And what we're going to do now is we are going to lay this out. So we're going to go purple down, purple up, purple down, purple up, and purple down, just like that. And then the next row is going to go purple over to the left and then down to the left. So the whole top row is down to the right, up to the right, down to the right, up to the right, down to the right. The next row is up to the left, down to the left, up to the left, down to the left, and up to the left, just like that. And then the next row is going to go back to the right again. So down to the right, up to the right, down to the right, up to the right, down to the right. Then the next row is going to be left again. Up to the left, down to the left, up to the left, down to the left, and up to the left. Then the last row is going to be to the right. So down to the right, up to the right, down to the right, up to the right, and down to the right, just like that. There is the way the block gets laid out. Ooh, that looks really pretty together. We're going to go ahead and take row 1 and 2, just like this. Row 1 and 2. We're going to put them right sides together, like this. Just like that. And we're going to sew down the right side of those. And then once we do, we're going to open them up and put the third column on, and then open those up, fourth column and fifth column. And we're going to press every other seam. So let's go to the machine and I will show you how that's done. I will show you how that's done. That works too. All right, here we are at the machine. We're going to take those first 2 pieces. Now, since everything is pressed towards the purple, these will nest right here because they are in opposite directions. So as you can see, those 2 seams are in opposite directions. So your first corner is going to nest right up. We're going to slide that under a 1/4 inch seam. Then the next 2, again, the purples are, everything's pressed towards the one purple color. No matter what colors you're using, just press it all towards the same color. That way every single seam will nest. So here's the third. And the fourth. Just like this. And one more. Again, they're just going to nest right up. And what we're going to do is we're going to press to the right, to the left, and give it a really good press up there because we're going to be connecting those together. To the right, to the left, and one more to the right. We're going to take our top piece of our third column, pick it up, don't move or twist, just put it right sides together. Again, down at this bottom corner, it's going to nest, so just line it up, hold that, slide it through. So then we're going to grab the second one in the third column, put that right sides together. Again, the bottom is going to nest. Hold it nicely and sew it through. And we're just going to keep adding these on just like this and finger pressing them, and I'll meet you. I'm going to put you in fast forward and meet you back when I go to sew the block together. All right, now that the blocks are together in rows, just going to check it over, push it together. You can see creating the herringbone back and forth. We're going to take this one that's closest to us and put it right sides together with the other one. As you can see, since I finger pressed, all of my seams are going to be nesting up beautifully. So I'm going to just go ahead and sew a 1/4 inch seam. I'm also going to make sure that my pieces stay down. Oops. There. So I'm just going to hold them with my finger, come right up to it. I'm going to hold this end right here as well. Nesting those seams. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and with my finger, I'm just going to smooch this back one direction or the other. It doesn't matter which way you smush it out of the way because we're going to be ironing it anyway. Then we're going to take those two and put them right sides together over the middle. And then once those are sewn, we're going to take the two of them, put them over, and the last one over. So I'm going to put the music back on and fast forward while I complete this. All right. And there we have our block. So there is our herringbone block. I love this block. I love it, love it, love it. And you can make this bigger. So because I just want to show you, look at all those seams. There's so many seams. You could press these open if you wanted to. They lay pretty flat on their own, but there is a lot of seams. So if you wanted to do this with like 5-inch squares, you totally could. And I tell you guys that every single video. You can make these out of whatever size square you want. I just so happen to be using 2.5-inch squares so that all my blocks finish at 10.5 inches. So let's check 10.5, 10.5 over here. If I keep hitting it, I won't see the 10.5. So there is my herringbone block. So pretty. I love this one. So let's get on to the next block for this video. All right, we can't make a 25 patch block quilt without a heart note. So there is our heart note block. It is 4 colors. So we need 13 of a red. We need 12 of a pink. So that would be this pink, the lighter pink. Then we need a darker pink, which will be this one right here and the inside of the note, as well as 3 of an even darker pink. Now, I don't have an even darker pink, so I'm going to use this because it does blend off of this one to create the envelope that's in our heart note. So let's go ahead, and this one's going to have a little bit of a couple tricky blocks. We're going to have quarter square triangles in these. So we're going to be using the leftover cuts and 1 extra to make this. And I will show you how, but we're going to start with the half square triangles first. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make sure one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 combinations of red and pink. So we're going to take the red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. We're going to move them over there, and we're going to take 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And those are going to be a combination. So I'm just going to move them off the screen, well, over there that way. And then the next combination is this darker pink with this one. So the light pink with the darker pink. So we're going to take, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. And then let's see, we have this dark pink right here. 2 of these are going to go with 2 of those, just like that. So the darker, what I'm saying darker, which is the top of the envelope, goes there. And then let's see, where are we at? So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these left. And then we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of those. One of these stays solid. So these are the ones that are staying solid. And none of this light pink stays solid, but these are going to be used for these sections over here. And then I may have overpulled because I actually just cut all of these from scraps. So I just stacked it up and said, oh, that looks like that many blocks. So let's go ahead, and some of these extras are going to be used for these pieces anyway. So let's take over the pieces that we need for half square triangles for now, for the full half square triangles, and make those. And then we'll come back because the cutoffs and some of these are going to be used to make the quarter square triangle pieces. All right, so here we are at the machine. We're just going to keep all these sets together, and I'm going to make half square triangles, sewing right sides together, same as before. And we're going to sew from corner to corner, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward with some music while I sew all these together, and then we're going to trim them all, and then I'll show you the next step. Or I'll trim them all, iron them, and then show you the next step. So here's some music in fast forward. Okay, so I really want to point this out. When I use the leftovers towards the block itself, what I really like to do is we all have to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance, we think. But in some cases, it is okay to have less than a 1/4 inch of a seam allowance. So I'm going to line my ruler up, and I'm going to put it between the 1/8 and the 1/4 inch so that I have a pretty good chunk back here. So I'm not making my seam allowance that much smaller, honestly. So we really don't have to worry about it with this. Plus, they're all getting sewn together anyway, and there's a lot of pieces to this block. So I'm trimming mine away between the 1/4 and the 1/8. So here is 1/8, that first mark, and the second one is a 1/4. I'm putting my stitch line between the 1/4 and the 1/8, and then trimming, pretty much centering it there. And these cutoffs, I'm just going to put right here to the side. Those are from herringbone over there. And I'm going to keep them in their groupings because I'm going to need them for these pieces here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put you in fast forward while I finish trimming these, and then I'll iron them and come back and show you the next step. Okay, so these are pressed. I just press them all towards a dark color. So what I'm going to do is just move those to the side because they're done. And we're going to look at this chart here, and we're going to see how many of these we need to make. So the first combo that I need is the red with the pink. So let's go right here. I need a single red and pink just to start right now. And these are going to go together with the pink on this side and the red, come on, right there, on that side like this. And then we're going to take one of our red pieces that we have, and we are going to go ahead, and this is going to be so weird to you guys, but this is how I make these. We're going to line the ruler up right here on the corner to corner with our 1/4 inch mark. So a 1/4 inch here and a 1/4 inch down here, touching just like that, and I'm gonna snip that away just like that. I don't need that piece. So I have this weird odd shaped piece, but what we're going to be doing is sewing these together, which I'm just going to make the grouping for now, and I'm going to push it aside because we got to do a couple more of them. So we're going to move that over, and that's out of the way. The second one we're going to do is the dark pink, which is these. So I need the dark pink and the other combo. So that would be not that combo, this combo right here. So we got this one for the top of the envelope and this one for the bottom of the envelope. So we're going to take, this is the top of the envelope. It's going to go this way. And then this one's going to go that way. And we're going to take another one of those pieces that match this one right here. So the outside of the envelope. And we're going to do that same cut. We're going to lay the ruler on here from 1/4 inch away right here. So the 1/4 inch mark goes on the tip of the ruler and the tip of your block. Okay, so I'm going to line this block up here so that you can see because I'm probably confusing you so very much. So we're going to come right here so that you could see. Move that out of the way, move that out of the way. Right here, line to line. So you can see I lined it up from here to there. I'm going to lay my ruler on here and I'm going to line that ruler up now with this right here with this line. And that is now corner to corner on the 1/4 inch mark, making my cut like that. This one I'm going to discard and this one I'm going to be using. So let's pull these pieces back over here so that you can see this one is going to go right there. Oops. I'm already still zoomed. Go figure. So it's going to go just like that. So there's a second unit that needs to be sewn together. The next one, according to our chart, is this one down here. So our lighter pink and red combo. So lighter pink from our scrap cutoffs and the red. And what we're going to do is the red is going to come down because it's creating the bottom part of the heart. And then this pink is going to go right here to this side. And we're going to, again, pull the last pink right here. And these three I don't need. I don't know why like I said, I threw them all on here after cutting them. So I'm going to place that out of the way. I'm going to line this up again. You can line it up on a line. It makes it so much easier because then all you have to do is put your 1/4 inch mark from right here to right there. And then cut away one side just like that and toss it over. So what I'm going to do now is this one is going to go with this set right here. So we're going to go over to the sewing machine now and sew these 3 pieces like that. Those are going to get sewn together. So let's go to the machine and I'll show you how. All right, so here we are at the machine. I brought my 3 units that I need to sew over here with me. We're going to start with the one that's closest to me, this one right here. We're going to take these 2 smaller ones and we're going to put them right sides together. Now, if your machine has an open, to do zigzag stitch and blanket stitch and stuff, has the open mouth on your needle plate, I would say put the square end in first. But I'm just going to go ahead, for me, I could put the corner in and it doesn't eat my fabric. So I'm going to break that. I'm going to finger press this towards the dark fabric. So now I have a unit that looks like that. Then I'm going to put this one on here, but it's going to be a little big on both ends. It's not enormous, but I'm going to line this corner tip right here up with this where those 2 meet. So I'm going to line that up. It should be nice. We're going to trim it anyway afterwards, and that should be good right here. There should be a little bit more than 1/4 on both ends hanging over. We're going to sew from corner to corner, and I'm going to go ahead and finger press this one towards the outside. So now we should have a 2.5 inch square, but we're going to trim it up just to be on the safe side. So there's one. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring this one over here. Again, same thing. This is how it goes. We're going to stick this piece right sides together with the other small one. We're going to sew our 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to finger press it towards the darker fabric. It doesn't matter which one. And then I'm going to take this other piece now, and this is going to go right sides together. This time, this one looks like it's going to match up nicely. So this one almost makes a complete square. Almost. When I say almost, there's still a little sliver down there at the bottom. But we're just going to make sure that that corner tip touches the corner tip of that piece, just like this. We're going to lay it right here. Everything's all nice and lined up. Stick it under and sew a 1/4 inch seam. Because you're actually sewing from corner to corner right here of these tips. See that? No matter how much bigger it is, you're still corner to corner. Sorry about the beeping iron. Right here. Just like that. So I'm going to finger press this open just like this. And there's that unit. So we're going to go ahead and stick that aside because we're going to press them and trim them to the right size. The next unit is this last and final one. we're going to move that out of the way, put these two together, right sides together. And again, if your machine starts sucking corners down in, sew it from the corner down instead. So there's the piece sewn. We're going to finger press it towards the dark fabric. And now we're going to take this one again. We're just going to line that corner up to that corner up there. And no matter what hangs over, we are always sewing from the tip of this to the tip down here because we cut it 1/4 inch away to begin with. So it's cut to size, just like that. Oh, and this one shifted on the way down. I'm going to come down here at this bottom right there. There we go. I just sewed an extra piece so it comes out the corner, but it should go from corner to corner. And I'm going to be trimming these anyway, so it should be ever so slightly sliver size bigger than 2.5 inches when you do it this way. So let's press these real quick and I'll meet you back at the cutting board. All right, here we are. All of my pieces are done. I just need to press them, and I'm going to start with this one that got wonky to start with. I'm just going to line my 2.5 inch mark up. See, that corner got a little off, but I'm going to make it work. I'm just going to cut around there. I never said this is a foolproof way of doing things, but throw my little scraps over there. And we're going to cut the 2.5 inch this way. And all I'm really doing now, so I have a little 1/8 of an inch off down here, but I'm not going to sweat that because it's going to be in a seam, and I'll just make sure to adjust when I get to that one. So there's one. This one should be a little bit more. Yeah, this one's perfect. Look at that. So I'm just going to line it up, trim 2 sides, turn it around, and trim the other 2 sides to a 2.5 inch square. I literally barely, look at that. I'm taking off slivers. And last one. Oh, look at this one. It's almost so perfect. This one, I'm just taking off the dog ears and a tiny sliver on that side. And switch it around to this side. Oops, was it this way? Yeah, it was this way. And line the 2.5 inch mark up. Line it up and trim and trim. Again, just slivers. So they should be almost the right size piece. I mean, literally, it's cutting it close, but they're really good. So those are my 3 pieces. Let's lay this block out. All right, so here we have all of our units, everything we need. The regular squares, the little quarter squares, and then the half square triangles. So let's move some stuff out of the way. We're going to start with a red and pink half square triangle up in this corner. Next to that is going to be a solid red. Then the next one is the red with one little pink spot at the top, then a solid red, and then a red with pink for the top corner right there. So there is top row. The next row starts with a red and ends with a red, just like that. And this one's going to come down there. Then the next is our pink and the envelope color we chose. So this combo right here, the darker and the lighter. So my lighter is going to go that way. My darkest one's going to come over here, and it's going to be the same on this side. So it's going to look just like that. And then we have this one in the middle, just like that. And then we're going to grab this little guy and put him at the bottom, creating our little top fold of the envelope. And then on both sides of that, we're going to be putting one of those, just like that. So the next row that we've started on, now we're going to put a red up inward, this, and a red up inward like that. So now we're starting to see the shape of that heart. And then down here below it, we're going to have a red heart piece here and here with the red right there. So now we're on to the next piece, which is going to be these right here. So those are going to go just like this and just like that. So that's our light pink and medium red combo. And then they're also going to go on this row right here and that row right there. We're going to finish off our heart with that last piece right there and each solid on the end. So make sure to pay attention to the diagram because the part note is a little on the tricky side. So we're going to go ahead and take row 1 and row 2, and we're going to sew those right sides together. So we're going to go right sides together here, just like this. Right sides together. Right side and right side. We're going to sew down the right side of that. So all these pieces will get sewn, and then we're going to go ahead and open those up, press them right, left, right, left, right, left, and add our third column, fourth column, and fifth column. So let's go to the sewing machine and do that. All right, so here we are back at the machine. We're going to take our first two pieces, and we are going to sew these right sides together. We're going to leave them there, grab the next two pieces, line them up, sew them on down. Next two, line them up, sew them down. Next two, line them up, sew on down. And the last two, line them up and sew on down. Then we're just going to finger press to the left, to the right. It really doesn't matter, honestly. Left, right, and to the left, as long as all of your seams are opposing direction. All right, so first one, third column, we're going to attach that. Then we're going to grab the next one, and so on and so forth until they are all sewn together, and then I'll show you how to put the block together. So now that the heart block is mostly together, I'm just going to give it a look over real quick. The envelope looks right. The heart looks correct. These look correct. Everything's correct. Nothing got turned. We're going to take this bottom one, right sides together, sew that seam. Once those two are together, we're going to put those on top of the third, turn it around, and do the other two. So I'm just going to put the music back on, put you in fast forward, and complete this, and I'll meet you back at the cutting table. All right, there we have our heart note. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? Now it kind of looks blocky, but as soon as this is sewn into a seam, you know, those weird looks, that's the 1/4 inch seam allowance, those will disappear once it's sewn into a seam. But look, isn't it adorable? I like that I used a really, really dark thread. So we're going to line this up real quick and look. It is 10.5 and 10.5 exactly both ways, because I use 2.5 inch squares. So isn't that adorable? I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So we got a heart and we got our note. Let's take a look at what both blocks for this video look like. All right, so there we have both of our blocks. You could either take a screenshot of what they look like right now, or you can take a screenshot of their photo, although I 100% prefer the block over my little drawing. They look super adorable. The herringbone definitely pops. And the heart note, I mean, come on now. Valentine's Day is this week. Make your loved one a heart note to let them know how much you love them. So that is it. That's both blocks. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out the videos that are popping out on the screen. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up on your way out. And I will see you next video. Bye.